Ty, metalhead weatherman. Hope you guys are having a good start to your morning. It's a little bit unusual for me, but had a little bit of stuff come up this weekend, so been really busy, having a lot of car troubles. So I spent pretty much all of yesterday getting those resolved, but because of that, I wasn't able to make a video, unfortunately. So we're gonna make up for that today. I'm looking to do two videos. We're gonna start with this one in the morning. Of course, these we all know what these videos are going to be about, the severe weather threat, and there have been quite a few changes. I'm going to try to keep these videos a little bit shorter since I'm making two of them. I don't want to take up too much of your time here, so without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Obviously, if you guys have been liking what you've been seeing from me, drop a like, comment, subscribe, share the channel. Get this info out to people and let's get this info out to people that need it. So we are finally within day two, within the 2 to 3 day mark on some of the severe weather risk, especially the red letter days like Monday and Tuesday. So we're going to take a look at day two, which is Monday, of course. Not too much has changed here. We still have our enhanced risk. We have not had it upgrade just yet. We have a slight risk, and the slight risk area hasn't changed much. I've noticed the marginal risk has not really changed much either. If anything, it might have transitioned a little further south. But now, since we're within the day two outlook, we can actually get a look at the categorical risk. We can look at all the hazards we got. So I expect the hail threat to be high, maybe some significant hail towards the west side of the enhanced risk and even a little bit into the slight risk. So we have a chance for 2-inch hail or greater in some of these areas within 25 miles of a given point. And then a widespread swath of an area for 1-inch hail or greater. So the wind threat, it's actually a little bit lower. It's not extremely significant, but still not anything to take lightly. But the main thing that everybody is concerned about is the tornado threat. So we have a 10% chance of tornadoes, and within most of the 10% area, we have what you see here, a hatched risk. This is a chance for a tornado that is greater than EF2 strength. So basically anything within EF2 to EF5, more significant tornado is possible in this area. The parameters are right where you would want them if you were looking for that kind of weather, so this definitely adds up. It makes a lot of sense. Areas in it's updating. Yeah, we just got an update here. Probably no changes, but my computer just decided, you know what, I'm gonna update on you anyway. But the area of significant severe storms: Houston, Pasadena, Waco, College Station, Sugarland. Definitely be on watch, because you guys are under this threat for a potentially violent tornado to occur within 25 miles of a given point. So we'll look at the short range models for that momentarily, but we'll take a look at day three as well, because this is where things really get interesting. A little bit of a slow update, but as you look here, we've now been upgraded to a moderate risk. This makes sense to me because when I was checking the forecast models last night on my phone, like I said, I wasn't near my computer, so I'm sorry to anyone that might have been looking for a video from me, but might I digress. I was expecting them to possibly upgrade this to moderate risk last night, and sure enough that they did, right around this area where they dropped it. I thought southern Mississippi and Louisiana were going to be a real point of interest. Now, unfortunately, since we're not within the 48-hour mark yet, we can't really look at all the hazard types and what kind of risk that the Storm Prediction Center has outlined with them. But as time goes on, we'll get a better look. I want to say that this is probably going to stay a moderate risk, but just as this upticked last night, I wouldn't put it past them to potentially stretch that area out a little bit further. I not 100% sold on there being a high risk just yet, but we'll take a look at all the parameters in a moment here, and then we'll be able to get a good idea. So we're gonna go to the NAM 3 kilometer. Finally, we're within range of that on all 3 days. Oh wait, hang on a minute. I forgot to speak about Wednesday. So Wednesday's in the day 4 outlook still. So hang on, just wait for this thing to load. So we can notice here that our day 4 risk is actually expanded now. It's now including a lot more areas to the east and to the north. Virginia, you're now in play for this. Washington, D.C., you're just south of this. Virginia Beach, you're definitely in this. Raleigh, Norfolk, and then it goes as far south as Jacksonville. Columbus, Macon, Valdosta, Augusta, Savannah, you guys are definitely in this. We're going to get more details on this over time, of course, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Charleston, you're in this as well. Without further ado, let's get to the short range models so we can start to get an idea of what kind of picture they're painting. We're going to see what, fumbling my words, I'm not used to doing videos early. But we're going to take a look and see what kind of picture the models are painting for us right now. So it's the current times, Sunday morning. This is going to be a quiet day. I did see something earlier about a marginal risk in the southern tip of Florida towards the Keys. Just be on the lookout for an isolated strong storm or two. I don't expect anything crazy, but keep in mind, we've already had days this year where we've had a marginal risk and still tornadoes dropped. So definitely stay weather aware. Don't let yourself get caught off guard. So we're moving forward here through Sunday, and we can see our low pressure. It's right around Nebraska and the Four Corners states. And then, hit the wrong button. And as time goes on, we have our low forming up here, and this is going to be our troublemaker. This is the catalyst to the severe weather that we're expecting all this week. So this piece of upper level energy moves further and further along, and right about 2 o'clock, you can almost even see the moisture flow from these 5,000 foot winds, and you can see it kind of pushing some rain showers onto shore. So right around noon, you see business start to pick up, and things will only escalate from there. It'll only escalate further if my computer will actually go. So then as you keep looking forward, we're getting more and more energy out here. Oh geez, my computer doesn't want to work right now. There we go. And then you can see these storms start to really take off and develop here. Geez, why is this thing acting up? What is wrong with this thing? Oh dear. Excuse me. There we go. Now it's starting to behave. And then this also looks like it's panning out to be a nocturnal threat as well. So as Ryan Hall calls them, naders in the dark, nocturnal tornadoes. Definitely keep an eye on those. I also expect there to be some embedded supercells. So this could turn into a real mess here. So as we move forward, this line starts to really congeal together. This really starts to get its act together here. And as we move further and further off to the east, this line becomes a little bit more bona fide. By Tuesday morning, get some daytime heating again. But this is also what's going to be a key factor. Will we have a lot of clouds out ahead of this, or will we get some daytime heating in this area? I think that's going to be the main question that we have for anyone in the severe weather regions, but especially in that moderate risk, because this could under or overperform based off of that. I think that the thermodynamics and kinematics are definitely there for this area. but that's still that's still one X factor we have. So as we move forward, excuse me, gotta love early morning phlegm. We still have that line of storms. We have what looks to be embedded supercells. We have a really favorable area here to the south, towards the more southern parts of Louisiana. Oh, great. Just keeps on freezing on me, doesn't it? And that's actually the end of the model run here. So that's all we got for Monday and Tuesday. We're going to take a quick look at some of the temperatures, the dew points, all the parameters that we would need to look at in regards to the severe weather. So just waiting for this to load. Doesn't really seem like my computer wants to work with me too well today. I don't know why. Maybe I have a little bit too much up still. Okay, there we go. Now she's wanting to go. All right, now we can move forward here. So as we said, Sunday is going to be the quiet day. But even now, you can even still see how the temperatures are kind of building around this region. We have highs in the mid to upper 70s around most of eastern half of Texas, eastern central Texas, I would call it. And these temperatures stay pretty warm. The lows don't really get below 60 in a lot of areas, maybe into the mid 50s at that. And then you can almost watch as this surge of warm air hits. And then especially later into the evening, the temperatures really pick up, really kind of pick up. And then you can see almost where our battle zone is going to be. It's our development region right here, and then right behind it there's a cold air. It's going to be, you can almost see how the dry line's even outlined. So probably about, excuse me, really not till about maybe 2, 3, 4 o'clock even, we might have severe thunderstorms in this area, going in this area till very late in the day. We can see here the dry line starts to move off. I think this could be a little bit behind. I think this could happen a couple hours earlier than what I'm outlining, than what the model is actually outlining. So as time goes on, trying to get a good idea of what the temperatures are going to be like around late Tuesday afternoon. And you can definitely see that there's a surge of warm air here. So this definitely seems like an area of interest. You may even see some mid to upper 70s, maybe even a few 80s around this area. So that's definitely a reason why the National Weather Service is concerned. So we'll take a look at the dew points. Take a look at this real quick right here while I'm at it. Yep, still good. Been having some problems recently with my software as well, to where sometimes it'll cut out on me without warning. Makes these videos a little tougher to make, but hey, we're just starting on this channel, so that's just part of the game, I guess. Well, eventually, as we get more viewership, and as I keep grinding away at this, I'm gonna update my equipment, of course. So we're still waiting for this to load. I'm really not sure as to why it's taking so long. I'm gonna try to close this out. I was working on a little music project there, so excuse me for that. You will see that on the other YouTube channel. I'm gonna start dropping the link to that one as well in my descriptions from now on. Especially once that video goes up. Oh, jeez. It's acting up. Jeez. You guys are getting into all my personal business here, so I apologize for that. There we go. Is this going to help it move anymore? Not really. Yeah. It just seems like my internet does not want to work well today. Oh, jeez. I just can't get my computer to act right today. Might have to refresh this or something. Maybe even close the window out. Okay. We're starting to get somewhere. Shoot. Sorry, guys. I might have to close this out and reopen it. Something. I don't know. Well, at least you know that this is some. This is me doing this. This is real. I wonder if I got logged out somehow. No, I didn't. I have no idea as to why it's acting like this. So you can see there, not using the HRRR because it hasn't even loaded yet. Maybe by this afternoon's video, I'll be able to use that. So there we go. It's loaded a little bit better now. I guess I had the tab open for a little bit too long because I had it open last night because I really was trying to make a video, but by the time it would have been too late, and then I would have been behind by a whole update. At that point, that's just useless information because a whole lot can change within 6 hours. All right, so let's move this forward now since we're finally up and running again, sort of. We're still kind of bogging down at the 19-hour mark. There we go. You guys are getting to see the struggles. Uh-oh. Come on. Come on, baby. Work for me. So let's close this out. Maybe this will help. I'm hoping. I'm getting pretty desperate here. If you guys are getting a laugh out of this, I wouldn't blame you. I'm kind of laughing at it myself, to be honest. So, seems like we're still bogging down at 26 hours. But even then, you can still kind of see the dew points. We're hitting the low 60s already by 8 o'clock, so it's going to be pretty oppressive out there leading up to the severe weather. This is definitely going to feel like tornado weather early in the morning. It's going to be warming in the 60s. Dew points are going to be in the 60s, upper to mid 60s by early afternoon. You're going to be like, oh, geez, it's miserable out here. I've had plenty of days like that out here in Georgia as well before a severe weather outbreak. Okay, there we go. So we got a little bit more. We still have such a long way to go. But by about 4 o'clock, that's when those dew points really start to kick in. Those dew points are getting into the mid to upper 60s by that point. You even see a little bit of 70s, a little bit off towards the south. And then look behind it. That's what, like I said, we've been talking about that. That's where our dry line is, right here. And these dew points are going to hang around into the late night until that dry line passes. So the potential for severe weather is going to be off. The potential for a nocturnal severe weather event is pretty high. So I've been seeing those Cape values because I remember seeing yesterday those Cape values really starting to peak late into the evening and into the night. So I don't know if we're going to get to, there we go. We actually are going to get to see the dew points for Tuesday. Sheesh. I don't know what's going on with the computer today. I guess it doesn't like being used this early. Yeah, you can see those same kinds of dew points that we saw here in eastern Texas making its way into Louisiana and southern Mississippi. So, as I've said before, this so far, what the National Weather Service being ahead of schedule and putting a moderate risk up, it definitely checks out to me. So we're going to take a look at some of this more particular severe weather parameters here. We're going to look at the mixed layer Cape. We're going to look at the bulk shear because we're most concerned about that tornado threat. I'm just hoping that we have a little bit better luck. Okay. I'm going to keep note of that because this loaded a lot faster than the dew points. Sheesh. I don't know why I was having such a terrible time with that. So I'm going to move forward here. The capes really start to pick up around, I would say, between 6 and 9 o'clock. We got cape values near 2,000 joules per kilogram, maybe even higher at some points. So there's going to be some big thunderstorms. At one point, you may even see a surge up to about maybe even 3,000. Definitely good for ample severe weather, all modes, all hazards possible. And then we're going to watch this go further and further forward Tuesday, and we're still going to have cape values of over 1,000 and maybe even 2,000 at a couple of points. This is as far out as I can see with the NAM 3 kilometer. We only get 60 hours. It's a multi-day event, so we'll go into a little further detail about that. I'm sorry that this will turn into a long video, you guys. It's more my computer's fault than mine. Yeah, my computer just does not want to work today. It's taken about 10,000 years to do something. If it doesn't try to freeze. I'm logged in. It's just, I don't know, maybe my Wi-Fi is just a little bit off today. Shoot. It's absolutely ridiculous how this thing's acting. I'll whack a little bit, but you can see that you can see from the bulk shear here that there is a lot of wind energy available with this, and you can kind of see the point where this thing starts to try to go negatively tilted for a moment here. We're on the neutral tilt right now around 3 o'clock on Monday, and then you can see as it's starting to bulge out this way. That's when we're seeing this thing go negative. So definitely late into the night is when our tornado threat's going to be on the uptick here. And there's several points where the wind energy will be at about maybe 70, 80 knots. Maybe even a couple areas will have 90 knots. So there's plenty of wind shear available. We're going to try to take a look into Tuesday. I'm going to test my luck here. And then look, and I think this is the real reason why the National Weather Service went with this moderate risk here. Because look at how this energy really picks up. We're definitely seeing 80 to 90 knots now. And then we see a little jet streak beginning to develop right around that area where they have the moderate risk, and even into the enhanced risk. So definitely be on guard if you're in Mississippi and Louisiana, whether you're in the enhanced or the moderate risk. We're going to try to struggle through this video and look at the significant tornado parameter. Dang, man, I'm just having every sort of problem you can think of today. Excuse me. I need like a cough drop or some tea after this. So we're waiting for this to load real quick. Alright. Sorry about that pause. So we're moving further and further forward here. And we do have some good ratings here for a change. We have at least a 3, 4. This picks up to about maybe a 5. It's not maxed out quite yet. I stand corrected. I haven't really looked at this much recently, but and this is definitely a late night threat, which is really alarming. So we're looking at some 5s, maybe even a 6. And even a point where this looks like it started to max out. That's very alarming. The fact that this is likely to be happening in the overnight, that is extremely alarming. So, to any of you guys in this area, please do not take this lightly. Have a way to get those warnings because this does not look good. And then that significant tornado parameter hangs around, and we're going to see pretty much the same thing in Louisiana and Mississippi, particularly. I do think this could push a little bit further north as well. So this is definitely something that you guys can't take lightly either. In my honest opinion, I do see maybe a moderate risk being issued for tomorrow as well, but time will only tell. Some of these later model runs today, I think we're going to get a lot of answers to some of the questions that a lot of us in the weather community have. This is all I got for you guys. Sorry this video was so messy. Eventually I'm going to have to upgrade this computer. Hopefully it'll be soon. But until then, you guys have a nice morning. Have a nice day. Stay metal, stay safe, and have a good one. Mm-mm. There we go.